Veterans North is an organisation for people who've been directly affected by conflict, so it's a chance for them to come to the museum and share their stories with us and with each other.
Veterans North I was introduced to a couple of years ago by friends who were all about the same age, so we all went in together. I'm proud to be a member of Veterans North. I'm an old age pensioner and we tend to be ignored, and when something comes along like Veterans North that values us, I'm quite proud to be there actually.
I was in Afghanistan last year and took the turn of this year, and I worked as a second in command of the hospital in Camp Bastion, and we dealt with some soldiers who unfortunately didn't make it, and today I've been along to look at the actual Armed Forces Memorial, and there's some names on there that I remember in what were their darkest days, and that's what is special to me today.
I was 5 when the war broke out, when having to sit quietly while Mr. Chamberlain made that speech saying about, you know, we are now at war with Germany, and it of course affected my childhood considerably, because of course immediately things that people took for granted disappeared. Food was on ration. I think looking back on friends and relatives that I know that have been through it, and have been through both wars, you know, the First and Second World. My father was a First World War soldier, and people I've known through my life, yes, I think that the fact that they have been at war kind of made me respect old soldiers.
We're stood at the Suez Veterans Garden. I was only in this country 12 weeks and went out to the Suez Canal zone. Didn't come back for 21 months, so most of my national service was spent in the lovely Egypt. People say we went in boys, came out men. I hope that was true.
I feel sorry for these lads that's in Afghanistan now. And they went through, they're going through exactly the same thing we went through. And they're, you know, losing lads and that. And, I mean, where I come from, Preston, the 2 lads went out there, brothers. One lad came home, the other one's still buried there. And how does he feel for it to come back without a brother?
Luckily, I would say that I never actually was in a war situation when I was in the army. I did spend some time in Germany, but that made a mark on me to think that a country was split in two then. You had the East and West Germany, and we was on the border, and what stuck in my mind there was a forest there, and right through the forest just was cut 2 fences right through, straight through the forest. There was forest on one side and it went straight as a die, and then about every quarter of a mile you had the watchtowers on the East German side, you know. And I just thought, you know, looking down there, I just couldn't believe it. It'd just gone straight through this forest, you know.
Well, the Arboretum here is a fantastic venue. It allows everyone from all over the country and further afield to come to such a venue where we can remember those that have fallen and in some cases bring a bit of closure to what could be ongoing issues.
Well, it's very enlightening, I think. I think it's an awesome place, and to think it's only 10 years old, I think they've done marvels, and I'll obviously want to come again, because it's you don't get round it all in one day, and it's very interesting, and I think it's been a wonderful day. I think anything at all to do with the services, once you've been in, as you go around looking at things, it brings back memories to you, and it's very good.
It's the first time I've been here on behalf of the Imperial War Museum in Manchester. I had no idea that it was so impressive. This is 190 acres or somewhere like that, and to see that there reminds me of the war cemeteries on the Somme and in Ypres, which I've had the privilege of visiting of recent date. To see all those names, even on that one there, as opposed to those in France, is mind-boggling.
I was here the day the Queen opened it in 2007, and I had a sort of revelationary moment. I was here now, and it suddenly dawned on me, this is going to be here in 1,000 years' time. There's a 999-year lease on it, I've been told today. Suppose somebody once stood in Whitehall and said that new cenotaph, and now it's a part of the nation. And yes, I've got names, mates' names on that wall, and they'll be here in all that time to come.
I've been here before, but it's 4 years ago, and it's just being built then. But now I've just seen it all, and it's absolutely brilliant. The people, I'll never forget them. Let's put it that way. You know, it's very emotional, and I think they've done an absolute fantastic job doing all this. Yeah, I'm really proud of it.
I think it's marvellous. I really do. And it's time the country did something like this. It's been a long time coming, and they've made a good job of it. For me, it's that with friends you can come along in a party, and even though you were all different regiments, you know, we're part of the Northern Malay and Borneo Veterans Association, all different regiments, we can come and we've got our own little spots here.
Well, obviously, with being an ex-medic, I went to the Royal Army Medical Memorial where I planted a cross, yeah. That was important to me because obviously I served with the Corps, you see. So, I mean, we've been with friends today, they've gone their ways to their regiments or corps, you know, planting their crosses, you know. So that is important, yes.
It recognises all the people who have sacrificed their lives, and that the nation has took the time and made the effort to honour them. All of those who have given their lives, the men and the women in the services.
I did a little service, or there's a little service in the chapel at the back of me somewhere a couple of hours or so ago, where I had the standard and there was the prayer to the fallen, and the last post was played. But I do find it quite emotive, to be honest with you.
The chapel was very, very good. The service this morning was very, very good indeed. All I can say is a big, big thank you to the Imperial War Museum North for a wonderful day.
I've been a member here now about 3 years, going on 4 years, and I find it very interesting because they do get involved with veterans. You know, they want them to come in, like we're doing now, to tell the experiences of what they've had. But they also, like, they lay on trips, they have talks. So yeah, it's a good thing.
If they weren't places like Veterans North, people would forget, because I don't think they do a lot of this in schools. I don't think the schools get enough of it.
I think, you know, it's been an incredibly successful day, so hopefully we'll continue to do this sort of thing in the future. I think that as time goes on, obviously we're going to be looking at second and third generations as well, and perhaps involving them a little bit more as well as the veterans who were there.